It's really hard to ignore the buzz around artificial intelligence these days, isn't it? Especially how computers are getting so much better at understanding language.
Oh, absolutely. It feels like the whole field, AI and natural language processing, NLP, it's just evolving incredibly fast.
Yeah, warp speed feels about right.
And these NLP models, the AI that understands human language, they're becoming, well, essential tools everywhere.
Yeah.
Automation, analyzing data, decision-making.
Right, using huge amounts of data in real time, which brings us neatly to what we're digging into today. We found this really interesting paper, quite recent, that compares 5 of these sort of leading AI models out there right now.
Yes, the one titled Advancements in AI-Powered NLP Models, a critical analysis of Manus AI, Gemini, Grok AI, DeepSeek, and ChatGPT.
That's the one. It's by Dr. Adinath and Smiju IS. They're from the School of Management Studies at Cochin University of Science and Technology in India.
Right, Smiju IS is listed as the corresponding author. It's proper academic research, which gives it a good, structured perspective, I think.
Definitely. What I liked was how methodical it is. It doesn't just, list features. It really tries to break down the strengths, the weaknesses.
And crucially, the best use cases for each one.
Exactly. If you're trying to get a handle on the current landscape beyond just the headlines, this paper seems like a really solid starting point.
I agree. It cuts through some of the hype and gives a more grounded view. And the 5 models they focus on are Manus AI,
Gemini,
Grok AI,
DeepSeek,
and of course, the one most people probably know, ChatGPT.
Okay, so let's dive in then. Our mission here is to unpack the key insights, the technical differences, and what makes each one tick without getting totally bogged down in, overly technical stuff. Ready?
Let's do it, starting with Manus AI.
Yeah, let's start there. The paper really highlights its focus on the enterprise sector.
That's the key takeaway. It's built for business automation, integrating into existing workflows. Think structured decision-making, operational efficiency. That's its game.
So less about chatting and more about making businesses run smoother.
Precisely. The paper mentions finance, healthcare, logistics areas where optimizing processes and using predictive analytics is, well, really critical. That's where Manus AI shines.
And this is an important distinction the paper makes, referencing Zach Prozer from WorkOS. It lacks that deep conversational ability you get with something like ChatGPT.
Exactly. It's not built for that kind of open-ended natural language interaction. It's task-oriented within specific business contexts, a different beast entirely.
Okay, got it. So specialized for business processes. Now, switching gears, Gemini. That's Google DeepMind's model.
Right. And the big thing with Gemini is multimodality.
Multimodal, meaning it can handle different types of data, not just text.
Exactly. Text, images, video. It can process and understand all of them together. That's a pretty major capability.
Yeah, that sounds like a big leap. How does that translate into use cases?
Well, think AI-assisted decision-making, where you need to consider visuals and text, or robotics, interpreting commands, even data visualization. Emma Roth at The Verge highlighted these points. Plus, it's integrated into the whole Google ecosystem.
That integration sounds powerful, but the paper flags a couple of potential downsides too, doesn't it?
It does. One is the computational cost. It takes a lot of resources, which might make it tricky for smaller companies to use.
Okay, accessibility could be an issue.
And the other, maybe inevitably given its Google ties, is potential concerns around data security and user privacy. Wikipedia mentions this context.
Right, the trade-offs with powerful integrated systems. Okay, next up. Grok AI from xAI. This one has a really unique feature.
Ah, yes, Grok. Its standout is the real-time access to social media data, specifically from X, formerly Twitter.
So it's tapped into the live social media stream. That's
very different. It means it can offer incredibly current insights. Think sentiment analysis, spotting trends literally as they happen, even AI-driven engagement. Bradley Peak at Cointelegraph and Wikipedia both cover this aspect.
That sounds incredibly useful for understanding the public mood in real time, but I imagine that comes with its own set of challenges.
Absolutely. The paper raises concerns about content moderation. Social media is messy, right? And potential biases in the data, plus, again, data privacy.
And Grok has a bit of a reputation for its personality, doesn't it?
Yes. It's often described as witty, maybe a bit rebellious, definitely not your standard neutral AI tone.
Which could be fun, but maybe also feeds into those content moderation worries.
It certainly highlights them. That unique voice combined with the live data feed. It's a specific package.
Okay, interesting. Let's move on to DeepSeek AI. This one sounds more technical focused.
That's a good way to put it. DeepSeek is all about structured problem solving, accuracy, and, importantly, efficient computation.
Right. The paper mentions its mixture of experts architecture, MOE. Can you unpack that a bit? What does that actually mean in practice?
Sure. Basically, think of it like having a team of specialists within the AI. Instead of one massive model trying to do everything, MOE allows the system to call upon specific expert parts best suited for a particular task, like coding versus, say, math proofs.
Ah, I see. So it activates only the relevant bits.
Yeah, exactly, which makes it much more computationally efficient for those kinds of specialized tasks.
And the paper highlights its strengths in things like theorem proving, scientific research, financial modeling. Very complex, precise stuff.
Precisely. It excels where you need that rigorous logic and high accuracy. But the flip side, as the paper notes, is that this structure makes it less flexible for open-ended chat.
Not a conversationalist, then.
Not really. And its content moderation is apparently quite strict, too, which might limit how you can use it in some situations. Optimized for precision, not general flexibility.
Okay, that makes sense. Which brings us to the last one in the analysis, and probably the most well-known, ChatGPT.
Right, OpenAI's ChatGPT. It's kind of become the household name, hasn't it? Its big strengths are definitely conversational fluency and adaptability, text generation, getting information, customer support.
Yeah.
It's a leader there.
And it's evolved quite a bit, right? The paper mentions GPT-3, then 3.5, now GPT-4. What changed along the way?
Each version brought pretty significant jumps. Better reasoning, better factual accuracy, which was a big focus, and a more nuanced understanding of conversational context. That evolution made it super versatile.
So it's widely used in education, customer service, content creation,
Right.
basically anywhere you need human-like interaction or help finding information.
Exactly. It's like having a very knowledgeable assistant.
Yeah.
But, and the paper points this out, referencing Wikipedia and their own analysis, it has limitations.
Limitations like?
Well, tasks needing extreme precision. Think complex math or really deep technical problem solving. That's where its general purpose nature might not match a specialized model like DeepSeek.
So great conversationalist, maybe not the best for proving complex theorems on its own.
That's a good summary. It excels at breadth and interaction, less so at highly specialized depth compared to others.
Okay, so looking back at all five through the lens of this paper, what are the main comparative takeaways, the big picture differences?
I think a core distinction the paper draws out is between the general purpose conversational AIs like ChatGPT and the specialized technical ones like DeepSeek.
Right. ChatGPT for interaction, DeepSeek for precision.
Exactly. ChatGPT is great for understanding and generating language across many topics, but can sometimes be inaccurate on technical details. DeepSeek is the opposite. Highly accurate technically, but very limited conversationally.
It really highlights the right tool for the job idea. What about Grok? Where does its real-time data fit in?
Grok's in a unique spot. That live social media feed is powerful for real-time insights, trends, sentiment. But it comes bundled with those privacy and bias concerns inherent in social data.
And Gemini's multimodal capability.
That's its big advantage, handling text, image, video together for complex tasks.
Yeah.
But, as we said, the potential barrier is the higher computational cost and maybe accessibility.
And finally, Manus AI, circling back, clearly positioned for enterprise workflow.
Absolutely. Its focus is squarely on optimizing internal business processes, not really competing on broad conversation or creative tasks. Very specific niche.
The paper also mentioned future research directions briefly, didn't it?
It did, yeah. Things like developing hybrid models, maybe combining conversational strengths with technical precision. That sounds promising.
Like the best of both worlds.
Potentially. They also stressed improving AI transparency, understanding how these models reach conclusions, and of course, tackling security vulnerabilities. Still lots to figure out.
It definitely feels like early days still, despite how fast things are moving. And the researchers themselves noted a limitation in their study.
That's right. Because models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and Manus are proprietary, they had to rely mostly on public documentation and external reports. They couldn't peek under the hood at the internal architecture or performance data for everything.
So even academic analysis has its limits when dealing with these commercial giants. Well, this has been really helpful. This paper from Adinath and Smiju gives a great framework for understanding these key players.
I agree. It really clarifies the distinct strengths and, importantly, the limitations of each model. It's not just about which AI is best, but which is best for what.
Exactly. And it leaves you thinking, okay, with these different tools, these strengths and trade-offs, what specific jobs or maybe even whole industries are really ripe for disruption? or significant change driven by one or maybe a combination of these models.
That's the big question, isn't it? Thinking about the practical impact.
Yeah. And understanding these differences feels pretty crucial now for anyone involved with AI, whether you're a developer, a business leader, or just, trying to stay informed.
Couldn't agree more. It's becoming fundamental knowledge.
Well, hopefully this deep dive gives folks a solid starting point for thinking about all that and for exploring this fascinating, fast-moving world of AI and language.